you now.
Hey guys, hey CPO, hey Breezy, hey Kim. How's it going, guys? Can you guys hear me? Please tell me you can hear me. I think Mr. V got the sound right this week. Good job.
Maybe
honey.
we're seeing. Did I?
Good job, honey.
No. They need to say good job, honey. Kim, can you hear me?
Can you guys
Breezy?
hear us?
CPO?
Yay!
Yay!
Hey Pat, what's happening, Mama?
All right, Vic, I'll see ya.
All right, have fun. Oh wait, Mark. Where'd Ella go?
She's over here.
Oh, geez, I thought she was still in here. Okay.
Hold on. What's wrong, you hungry?
CPO, you can't see me? I'm here. Maybe click out and click back in or something? I don't know.
Can everybody else see you?
Yeah, Kim said she can. Oh, there she goes. Okay, she got it working. Okay. Okie dokie. How's everybody this week? Good?
Yeah, I don't like that hairdo.
Okay. Good thing you don't do my hair. I do my own hair. He doesn't like my hair. Oh, thanks, Pat. Thanks. It's been, you guys, it's like such a freaking roller coaster with me, you know? Ugh. Went out to UVA yesterday to see the neurologist and have some tests done. I have to go back and see the neurosurgeon in the end of November because they're going to have to like do all these tests to see if my shunt on my brain is working or not. So, oh good, Kim, I'm glad you're having a good week. Good. Yeah, so I have to go get that done. My blood pressure is still consistently dropping, but the neurologist said yesterday there's an autoimmune disease that can cause your blood pressure to drop. So she actually ran the test for that, but I haven't got the results back yet. Yeah, so that's what's going on. It's just been like, you know, I just can't really do much of anything, you know, because if my blood pressure drops, I can't drive because if my blood pressure drops, you know what I mean? So, I mean, I did run with hubby to the grocery store today and I drove, but excuse me, obviously he was right there, you know, so excuse me. And we've been dealing with all this crap with our truck being totaled. So I think what we've come up with is the only reason the truck has been totaled is because there was so much damage to the back end, right? It's still drivable. You know, from the outside, it just looks like the bumpers turned down. You know, you can still open up the back of it. Like, so yeah, I mean, so I think what we're going to do, I think we're going to, they gave us the option to buy back our truck, right? Because they salvaged it, they totaled it. So they're like, you can buy it back. So they gave us a quote, gave us a figure. So what we're going to do is we're going to buy it back. And then they'll give us all the rest of the money, excuse me, for the value, which is good. And then we're just going to put that in a savings and drive the crap out of the truck. 'Cause the only problem with the truck is that it pulls to the right. I know that sounds so bizarre because it got hit from behind, but it does pull to the right a little bit, but it's not like you're like fighting, you know what I mean? Like, so we're going to keep it, which means we can't have full coverage on it because it'll be a salvage vehicle. So we're just going to keep it and run it, you know, and we were thinking it was starting to have some kind of issue, like maybe the transmission or the engine or something. This was, you know, like a month ago. We started thinking something was going on with it, but so I think we're just going to run it, keep driving it for a while, and then just save money and then go and buy a vehicle, you know, because I don't want a car payment right now, you know, I just don't want to deal with a freaking car payment. So I think that's what we're going to do, which I told my husband, I said, because we were back and forth. We're like, no, we're not going to keep the truck. We're just going to take all the money and go buy another vehicle. And then we were like, no, we're not going to keep the truck. We're going to take the money and put it into savings, drive our other car. But we've gotten so used to driving the truck, and I like to be up higher, you know what I mean? And our other car is like so low to the ground. Literally, you guys, it's like I have to roll my fat ass out of the car and then I'm like grabbing to get up because I'm pretty tall, right? And it's just, I mean, I love the little car. I'll drive it, but you know, yeah. Can you plate a salvage car though? Yeah, you can plate it. Here's the problem. Of course, you can't have full coverage insurance on it. And there's like a lot of stipulations when you go to sell if you go to sell the vehicle, which I don't really think we're going to sell it. You know what I mean? Like, I think we're just going to run it. I mean, there is, a guy did come by who's a friend of a friend and said, you know, he would like to buy it. He knows what's going on with it. He knows about the wreck, all the damage, all that. So I don't know. And hubby was like, oh, well, you know, we'll just sell it to him. And it was just so back and forth. And my blood pressure, I was just stressing so bad. I was like, look, we have to figure something out. And we just have to stick with it because I can't handle any more pressure, you know? I was just like, can we please? So I think, let me rephrase that. So I know we're going to keep the truck. And we have to, so they'll take money out of the check they're going to cut for us. They'll take money out, how much they said they're going to charge us for the truck, you know. So that's where it's at. Because I just couldn't deal with it anymore, you guys. I had enough shit going on, you know. I couldn't do it anymore. But you guys, I bought this I don't know, it was a long time ago. And I just love him. He's just so cute. But I don't know what I'm going to name him. Wait, is this? You guys, I'm so juvenile, I'm sorry. But isn't he cute? He's so cute. He's so cute. I love him. I love him. So he's a companion on our desk now. Hello, nice to see you. Just had a root canal. My tooth hurts. Oh no, Barbara. Ouch. Look, dental pain, I know, girl. I've been there. Dental pain is the worst kind of flipping pain. My husband is like, does not like the dentist. He has had this phobia since he was little. And now our son has it. Yeah, so I get it. I get it. I hope you feel better, Barbara. What was it that made my root canal feel better? I was trying to think. Oh, it was that clove oil stuff. That actually helped. That actually helped, believe it or not. Now, once the pain gets to that like throbbing, insane pain shooting up into your head, it's hard to turn back from there, you know? So trust me, I understand. I've had so much dental work done. My mouth is more expensive than most vehicles on the road. True story. Yeah, so... yeah, Advil, definitely. Definitely. I'll tell you guys, I have been taking so much Aleve and so much freaking Excedrin migraine. It's insane. Yeah, whole cloves. Yeah. Yeah, Motrin 800. That's good stuff. I've had to take so much for, excuse me, just headaches and you guys. And now I have like a skin infection. I can't freaking catch a break. I can't catch a break. Yeah. So I'm obviously going through all this for some reason, and I'm supposed to learn something from it, which I'm sure I will, but today I choose not to figure out what it is. Y'all, man. Oh my God. Okay, so I wanted to say first off, I'm still going to put this video out about this girl who stole my readings. I've been going through though, let me tell you. I've been working on one video, hubby and I. One, okay? So like where I say something about the reading, and then we put her side by side, and she says the exact same words. She even, it's so frustrating, you guys. She even used the exact same quotes that I used, and when I explained things, she used the same flippin' quotes. How pathetic is that? I seriously have something going on in my body. Yes, I have the skin infection. I'm losing my hair, my nails. Okay, so once I turned 40 years old, I had like rock solid nails, right? And my mom always told me, she's like, when you turn 40, your nails will be like mine. And sure enough, they were. And now they literally are just constantly breaking. They're so brittle. I even got like that nail tech stuff. They're really bad. And I'm just so pissed. Like, but I just don't want to go to the salon and get my flippin' nails done. You know, every now and then I'm in the mood to do that, and I like doing that every now and then. But sometimes I just don't want to be freaking bothered. You know what I mean? And I'm tired of paying $100 to get my nails done, and they look like shit. And then they affect my natural nails. So I don't know what the hell I'm going to do. I'm so over it at this point. It's just everything. Anyway, so what I was saying is this chick who stole my readings, I'm still trying to work on this. It's taking freaking forever. This has been like the worst undertaking. Like, I wish I would have never said I was going to do it, because I am just over it. But so I had this shitty little person. I posted something about, you know, I'm still trying to get this video done. And so she posted and said, oh, so let me get this straight. You claim she steals from you, and then you're going to turn around and steal her video and she didn't even say your name on her channel. So of course, duh, I knew that was one of her little cronies. And I was like, whatever. You know, I was just like, I'm not going to fight with you, right? She kept putting nasty messages, comments on my videos. And, you know, I try not to block people. You know, I try to give people the benefit of the doubt. Like, okay, maybe she was having a shitty day. But here's what she said to me. She said, people steal from people all the time. It's not that big of a deal. That's what she said to me. And she said, and she's not even putting your name on her channel. So how dare you talk about her and I said, well, hell no, she's not putting my freaking name on her channel, because she stole my shit, you know? So it was just, literally, you guys, it was just upsetting me so bad that I was just like, I'm done. I'm blocking this bitch. I'm over it. You know, I'm done. So I just shut it down, because I was like, and I kind of, you know, I go back and forth, like, should I post a video? Shouldn't I post a video? And I'm going to post it for one reason and one reason only. You know, I want to have as much evidence as I can, right? So if she in fact starts re-uploading the videos she stole from me, you know, I've got all this proof, so I can go to YouTube and say, I've got all this shit, you know, because YouTube is they have no problem shutting you down if they think you're talking about something that doesn't come within their community guidelines. But when you as a content creator need help, sorry. I literally, when I was talking to YouTube the last time about all this, you guys, I literally was sitting here typing, because, you know, you have to go like on a live chat thing. And I swear to you, I felt like the person that was responding to me was like a 10-year-old from another planet. You know, this person was like, I'm sorry you're going through this. I'm like, you don't speak English? Like, you know, and they kept saying how sorry they were. I'm like, I don't want you to be sorry. I want you to give me answers, you know? Yeah. So I was just, you know, and I had two people make fake accounts on Instagram. It's her little cronies, and they're like, oh, you're such a bitch, and oh, you're this, and oh, you're the one lying. You stole the videos from her. And here's what I said. I said, that's funny, because I have proof of when I uploaded my videos, and I have proof of when she uploaded her videos. She didn't even start her channel until like 2 years after me, you know, so I was like, whatever. And then I ended up, you know, blocking them. But so I just feel like I want to go ahead and put it out. I'm going to blur her face. if I can, that we're trying to do that. But y'all, it's taken like a freaking act of Congress to do this. Like, so I don't, I'm not going to say her name in the video. She's changed her channel name again. And supposedly somebody wrote to me and said that she changed it because she's claiming that people are stealing her videos. Really? That's funny, because I thought that you stole all of my videos. Like, it's somebody stealing from you? That means they're really stealing from me, since you're stealing my videos. Ken. Hi. You put cat on top of you typing with one finger. Aw. I came on early, Ken. You're not late, just so you know. That was my bad. But yeah, I am going to... Yeah, right? Yeah, so I'm definitely still going to put this video out, right? And Barbara, thank you for saying that. I appreciate that so much. But here's what I have to say. Here's what I have to say about that. I don't get that. I don't get that. Like, because most mediums, if you can connect with spirit, then you're good. You're legit. You know what I mean? So, yeah. I'm blown away with her shit. Wouldn't you think she would be worried about universal karma? Yeah, you have to do the video. She needs to wake up. Okay. I agree, Breezy. That was the whole thing with me from the beginning. It was like karma is that big old karma train, or that karma bus is going to come around the corner and hit her one day. And the sad thing is, she's not only copied readings, okay? She's copied other things. And I'm not going to say what they are, but if you know anything about her and what she designs for a living, but these people choose not to confront her or come forward, which is fine. That's on them. And that's not my story to tell. That's their story, right? But, hey, Tammy. But people need to confront her. She needs to be confronted, and she needs to understand that you can't copy stuff from people. You can't steal from people. Especially, look, you guys, I've said this before. If she were a friend of mine and she stole $100 from me, sure, I'd be pissed, right? But I would forgive her, because I'm like, it's just money, right? But when you're talking about something personal, which maybe not all mediums feel like this, I don't know, okay? But I kind of feel like when I connect with someone that has died, that's like so personal and so intimate. It's like something that it's not something that you could ever, like, I would never want to share just how intimate of an experience it is. I don't know if that makes any sense, but to me, it's very personal. It's very intimate. And when these people connect with me, 9 times out of 10, like, they're being so vulnerable by telling me what happened to them and telling me things, messages they have for their loved ones, and things, that I can't say on the internet type of thing, And it's just, it's so freaking personal, right? Just like a perfect example. If I did a reading for one of you, and I then turned around and took said reading and said to my husband, honey, oh my God, look at this reading. You know what I mean? Like, that's something private and personal. That's not something for anybody else to see. Nobody else needs to know what's going on in your life. You know what I mean? That's just something so personal. That's what pisses me off. Like, that's what gets to me. And that's why, she's a little kid. She's, well, I say she's a little kid. She's like 30 something. So it's like, has anybody ever called her on her bullshit? You know what I mean? Like, maybe I need to be the person that calls her on her bullshit. I don't know. Sorry, guys. I didn't want to get into all this. It's just, it's bothering me. Like, it really is bothering me when she has her little cronies coming at me left and right. It's bothering me, She's disrespecting spirited messages from the dead. I wouldn't want her karma. Right, Beth? Right? Thank you. Definitely. Hey, Miss Astrology. You too, honey. Thanks for stopping in. I appreciate it, honey. I hope you have a good week. hopefully it'll be a good week. It is personal, Breezy. Exactly. Thank you, Ken. Did she take material from other people or just you? So I've been in contact with 2 people. These 2 people contacted me. She stole readings from one person, definite. And then she stole something else from someone else, from another creative person. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Ken. Thank you. You know, it was like, so I didn't wash it this morning, and I went to the doctor's yesterday, and it was pouring down rain, and my hair got wet. So when my hair gets wet, it like, I don't know, it's like, it gets wet, and then like the next day it like looks greasy, but it's not greasy because I only wash my hair every other day. I can't wash my hair every day. So I don't know, I just said, I can't deal with it, I gotta put it up. Plus it keeps me cooler, you know? 11 people have. Kid, crack that whip, kid. Okay, so Ken, she is, let me tell you, Ken is so awesome. So she compiled a list of things that were going on to give to me that we could talk about tonight, which I just love her. You're just so nice, Ken. She should stop her channel. She apparently has nothing by herself. Well, and that's the thing. Now, I will say this, like, she does videos on like how-tos, you know. I've told you guys before, I'm a bad psychic. I'm not good with astrology, numerology, tarot, nothing like that, right? She, I think, is good with that, you know, different stuff. So she does like teaches people, which maybe that's the direction she should stay in. You know what I mean? Like, because I think she's probably good with that. You know what I mean? Yeah. I haven't been on her page. I don't want to give her any views. There you go, Kim. It's just sad because she and I both shared a lot of subscribers. And I think I've since lost those subscribers that we shared because she basically insinuated that that she didn't copy me, that she's a really good medium like I am. That's why we got the exact same thing. Okay? Which, let me say, you can put 10 mediums in a room and you can have those 10 mediums connect with spirit individually. You can even have them ask the exact same questions, and I'm here to tell you the way they interpret the answers are going to be completely different. Okay? For example, when I explain things a certain way, right? I've been in this body for a lot of years, and this is just me, and this is just how I explain things. You know what I mean? And her stealing my readings were down to catchphrases that I use all the time, and it's just frustrating. It's just so frustrating. I'm so over it. Your hair looks good, by the way. Oh, thank you, Breezy. You know what will happen if you don't. Yo, kick some butt, Ken, aren't you? So yeah, okay. So yeah, let me see. I wanted to start first. Ken, you didn't know I was going to talk about this. So 20 years ago, last week and this week, this area went through hell and back with the DC Beltway snipers. Let me tell you some stories about that. So it was a horrible time. Gas stations were putting up huge tarps so that when people pulled up to pump their gas, wherever these snipers were, so they couldn't see the people pumping gas. The people that didn't put tarps up literally were at the gas pump, like jumping around, bobbing and weaving, so that if there was a sniper out there, they couldn't get like a lock in on you, I guess. It was so scary, to the point where our daughter and our youngest son, so Tab and Chris, had hubby and I were talking about, he needed to get gas the next day before work, and I was frightened for him to get gas, right? And Tab and Chris were crying. They were like, no, Daddy, no, don't get gas, no, Daddy. It broke my heart. And so I said, Daddy's going to go really early in the morning, because that was the thing, like, up until that point, the sniper wasn't shooting really early in the morning. So anyway, it was so damn scary, you guys. So then, baseball had been canceled, right? They kept canceling baseball because of all this. And then the league contacted us and said, excuse me, are you going to have practice tonight? And we were like, and so, we kind of decided maybe it's the best thing. Maybe it'll get the parents, mind off of the shootings. And so a couple hours after that call happened, somebody was driving down the bypass. We were living in Manassas at the time, Manassas, Virginia. Somebody was driving down the bypass and their window got shot out. So immediately the news picked up on it. The reporters were there and they said, oh my God, this is a sniper. Everybody thought it was a sniper. Well, turns out it wasn't the snipers. It was people were deer hunting, or was it deer hunting? I don't know. They were hunting off the bypass, which was the road where this person got shot, or their window got shot. And they were shooting, and it went out of the woods, ricocheted, and then went into somebody's truck window. Well, guess what? We go ahead, we decide we're going to have baseball. We said, if you show up, great. If you don't, we understand. So we're at this huge baseball field. There's like fields everywhere, 8 fields. And we're there practicing, and, hubby was out on the field with the kids. I was sitting there talking to the parents, and we were talking about, the sniper. And so the one mom said, we're right here off the bypass, for God's sake. The bypass is right there. They could pull up, shoot a whole bunch of kids, and take off, right? That's what they said. And I was like, oh my God, don't even say that. I was like, please don't say that, okay? But I didn't have a bad feeling. Like, I knew the kids would be okay that night, okay? I could feel it. I knew they were going to be okay. So 8 o'clock, we pack up the vehicle, we get in the car. The kids are hungry at this point, because what I used to do was when they got home from school, I would feed them something substantial, and then we would eat after practice. So we get in the car and we're headed down Route 234. It's 2 lanes going this way, 2 lanes going this way with a median, okay? So we're headed to go find somewhere to eat, and we were going to go to Checkers, and we said, at the last minute, no. And so we kind of made a U-turn and headed back the other direction. It was a good thing we would have been like right there. So we go eat, and by the time we get home, it's all over the news, and there's reporters everywhere in Manassas, and we're like, oh my God, And the scary thing was, here was the scary thing, okay? So the guy that was shot was like, let me get this straight, because I want to give him, I actually want to try to connect with him at some point. Okay. So it was October 9th of 2002, and his name was Dean Myers. He was 53. He lived in, is that right? He lived in Maryland somewhere, Gaithersburg, Maryland. And he was in Manassas working. And he had to work late because he was working on this project he had to get done. So he was almost out of gas. So he stops at the gas station right down the street from his job. He's unscrewing the gas cap when he's shot and killed. He was shot in the head. And that was kind of the turning point of everything, because up until then, the people had always been shot in the torso, right? No one had been shot in the head. So the police were coming out like, okay, this means something. They're pissed, okay? That's why they shot him in the head. So let me tell you why they were pissed. Okay. So the police chief, and gosh, I can't remember his name, in Maryland. He was the head of the task force. Great guy, African-American guy, really good guy. He was so emotionally invested in this. He was so upset. Like, you could tell it was really wearing on this guy, right? He comes on, and the reporter said, so how do we know if our kids are safe? And he said, oh, the kids are definitely safe. Trust me, we're doing everything we can to protect the kids. Shouldn't have said that. He says that, and then the next morning, let's see, a little 13-year-old boy was walking into school, Benjamin Tasker Middle School in Bowie, Maryland. I know the place well. So there's like a tree line here, right? And there's like where the buses pull up here, and this is the front of the school, and this is the road, like the road pulling into the school right here. So this kid's right here. His aunt dropped him off, and he was walking into the front door, and he was shot. She sees him like, the aunt sees him like double over, and he comes running to her, and he's like, I think I got shot. And she was like, what? Get in the car, get in the car. She raced him to the hospital. Thank God she did. They were able to save him because she got raced him to the hospital. He still has long-term, like, permanent damage and effects from it. So when the police got there, the task force got there, they were trying to figure out the trajectory of where the bullet came from. And they were like, the wooded area right there. So remember I told you, here's the street, here's the wooded area, here's the front of the school, this is where the kid got shot. They go in here and they're trying to figure out like an angle of where the person would be shooting from, and they get to this tree, and hanging on the tree is a death tarot card. And it said, let's see, Mr. Policeman, I am God. It was the death card. And then it said there was a handwritten letter that told the police not to disclose anything about this death card to the media. Well, some dumbass with the police department leaked it to the Washington Post. The Washington Post comes out that afternoon, like breaking news, special alert, you know, and tells about it. Well, that pissed the snipers off even more, to where, you know, they ended up killing 4 people in one day. It was insane. So, let's see. 10 people were killed. 3 people were shot and lived. John Muhammad was executed. Lee Boyd Malvo, he's still unfortunately alive. And people are like, oh, he was just a child, you have to give him a chance. Bullshit. Sorry. Child or not, you know, what was he, 15 or 16? Something like that. He knew right from wrong. He knew that shooting and killing people was wrong. Come on. You know, come on. So, and a good friend of ours from baseball, he's a sheriff. He actually got to know John Muhammad and Lee Boyd Malvo because he was like transporting them to their court hearings, and, you know, from Virginia, to Maryland, to the courthouse and back. You know, he got to know them. And, we asked him, like, what do you think about this, you know, Lee Boyd Malvo and John Muhammad? And he said, frankly, John Muhammad is a piece of shit. He said Lee Boyd Malvo, I think he was easily influenced, but he knew better. That's what he said. So, yeah. So anyway, it was hell, you guys. It was so scary. Like, you know, all of us parents with baseball and school and everything, in the neighborhood and everything, we had, a lot of us kept our kids home. Like, I went up to, at the time, my kids were in 3 different schools, and I went to all 3 schools, and I said, look, my kid's not coming back into school. Like, this little boy was just shot and almost died. Like, sorry, not chancing it. You know, and they were like, no problem. And, you know, and they said, come back this afternoon, we'll have their work done, you know. So they were able to keep up on their work. But it was scary. Like, we were glued to the news 24/7. It was horrible. Like, people were scared when they pulled up to stoplights, you know. You just didn't know. We didn't know what the motive was. We didn't know why they were doing, you know. And come to find out, you know, this asshole, John Muhammad, had planned on killing his ex-wife, right? So then he would get custody of his kids. So he thought, if I kill a bunch of other people, then it won't look out of the ordinary if I kill my ex-wife. What? I mean, this guy was a psycho. So it was such a rough time. And you know, when I found out, oh my God, it's been 20 years. Like, I was like, I still, you know, it's one of those things that I remember exactly where I was anytime they announced a shooting, when they announced who it was and where it was. It was scary, you guys. It was horrible. I'm so grateful that they were sitting at that rest area sleeping in Virginia, and an 18-wheeler pulled up and saw the car and the plates and called the police and said, I think these are the guys you're looking for. And thank God they caught him. It could have been like so much worse. But it was scary enough. And you know, I can, like, if I go places where people have been killed, I can feel it. So that, like, I don't think I could pull up to that gas station in Manassas ever again. Like, I couldn't pull up there because I would be able to feel it. You know what I mean? It's creepy. Creepy. If you lose people because of her lies, they really didn't belong here. Exactly, Pat. I agree. Victoria, what do you think of MM&H? I've been watching it, Tarot, and it looks bad for them. I don't know who MM&H is. I don't know. If she is so dishonest, she shouldn't be in business. I question her as to why she deleted her videos if she was above board before I unsubscribed. She didn't answer. Of course she didn't answer. You know, and it's like the lady that said, well, she didn't mention you on her channel, so why are you going to mention her? Duh, because I didn't steal from her, you know? It's like, Did she say, thanks for stopping back by my YouTube channel? Huh? Only you can do that. No, she didn't. I'm surprised. I'm surprised, girl, that she didn't do it. Sorry, not books, but tarot reading channel. Oh. Okay. I don't know who you're talking about, honey. I still don't know. Right, Ken? When they shot that child, like, and it's because they were, you know, they were playing a game with the sheriff. And when the sheriff said, oh, no, the kids are safe. Because the reporters kept saying, are you sure our kids are safe? And he's like, yes, our kids are safe. That was scary. Right. And it was so sad because just prior to him being shot, a bus had just offloaded like 50 kids. So, I mean, realistically, he could have shot and killed so many kids then, you know? It was horrible. I remember that, and I'm in Australia. Yeah, it was horrible. Yeah, you remember it too. Columbine like that too, right, Kim? I was at Dulles Airport flying to Florida with my friend Carrie, and they came on breaking news up on the TV sets at the airport. We were waiting on our flight, and it came on breaking news about Columbine. I will never forget that either. That was horrible. I remember it when I was in Scotland. Wasn't that how the Tylenol poisonings went down? Like, killed a spouse with poison Tylenol, then tampered with a bunch of the stores. Yeah, I actually remember that. Yeah. Yep. That was scary, too. Like, yeah. That was so scary. Taking Grant to school after that was scary. Right? I bet. I mean, I bet. Oh, Meghan Markle and Harry. Okay, I got you. It's no big secret. I don't care for Meghan Markle. I don't know what it is about her. She rubs me the wrong way. And I hope Harry gets smart at some point and figures it out. But then again, it's like, that sucks too because they have 2 little kids, you know? It sucks. It sucks. And, you know, and I'm really concerned about Harry putting this book out, this tell-all book. Like, he's just not thinking straight. He does not need to put this tell-all book out. Because, listen, if you want to get down to the nitty-gritty of it, we all have skeletons in our closet. Every family, you know, has something. You know what I mean? Like, none of us are perfect. So to put that out there and to, like, expose the royal family, like, that's not his place. You know what I mean? Maybe that's old school of me, but that's not his place. Hey, Jay Lizard, what's happening? Hey. Okay, so let's talk about Deborah Collier. So I haven't done a video on her. My son came to me and he said, Mom, I got to tell you about this case. So because he came to me and to tell me about the case, I kind of was like, okay, I don't want to do a reading on it. Because, you know, I feel like I feel like it might be tainted. You know what I mean? I like to go into it and not really know. Now, I have done readings where I've known the basics or the specific, you know, I have. But with, I don't know, there was just something like, I don't know if it was, I didn't feel like I should do the video. I don't know, but I just didn't feel like I should do the video. How about that? Okay, so, but what I kept getting, I saw a girl and I saw a guy. I have since seen a picture of her daughter. I think she's involved. Now, the guy, here's the interesting thing. I saw a picture of the daughter's boyfriend. You know, and then I heard people were like, oh, well, he has to go to rehab, and the amount that she Venmo'd to her daughter or whatever was the same amount or something like that. I don't know, you guys. Now, sometimes when I see people, I don't always see them as how they are that second. You know what I mean? So let's say the daughter's boyfriend dyed his hair 6 months ago. I may see him like from 6 months ago, if that makes any sense. But I don't think he's involved. I'm seeing this different guy that doesn't look anything like him. So, I don't know. I was like, I don't know. Victoria needs a nickname. Mama Via, Queen Tarot. Come on. Jay Lizard. I've been called many names in my lifetime, and all of them were kind of bad. So, yeah, just kidding. I thought they lost their Netflix deal. Good, I hope they did. That's just a money grabber from here. Yeah, true, very true. I feel the same way, Pat. Mr. V's on here. Hey, Mr. V from the other room. Hey, honey. Did I see her husband? Oh, you mean Deborah Collier's husband. I did, and I don't think he's involved. Like, I don't think he's involved. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, I'll say it. I don't think he's involved. But it's so bizarre. Because if the daughter's involved, you would think her boyfriend, you know, the guy that you would think, oh, it's her boyfriend. But I don't think it's him. I don't think it's him. So I don't know. A nice nickname. Thanks, Jay Lizard. I don't think it's him. I don't know, y'all. Ken said, you know, let's talk about Quentin Simon, which I agree. So, in case y'all didn't know, he's 22 months old. His grandmother, his mom's mom, got custody of him, but unfortunately her dumbass, stupid daughter, Leilani, lived there. And the mom goes out of town, and the baby disappears. And the baby's in the landfill. And the police have said, and that just kills me, you guys. Like, you know, because they threw his body 1 week, and now there's a week's worth of trash, or 2 weeks worth of trash or something on top of him. You guys, like, and you guys, when I saw this picture of this baby, like, he's gorgeous. Like, he's absolutely gorgeous. And it kills me anyway when any kids are involved, but especially like an innocent little 2-year-old. And you guys, so last night, downtown DC, 911 gets a call, and this person says, oh my God, there's like a little toddler. He looks like maybe he's 2 years old, and he's not breathing. He's in cardiac arrest. So this guy walking down the street stops, and he's giving him, trying to resuscitate him. I can't speak. He's trying to resuscitate him. And the ambulance gets there, and they continue to try to resuscitate him. right? And when they see the baby, they report to the detectives that the kid's like bruised from head to toe. You know, I heard that and I'm like, how can you abuse a 2-year-old? Like even if I had a horrible day and my kids were driving me bonkers, there is no way in hell. How can you do that? Like, I just don't, and when I was reading that, it said that they didn't know who the child was, but they had been in contact with the parents. And I'm like, what the hell does that mean? If you don't know who the child is, how are you in contact with the parents? So I don't know if maybe a neighbor, because you would think the neighbor would recognize this baby. You know what I mean? Like, if you live in an apartment building, you would think you would recognize, oh, hey, that's my neighbor's kid. You know what I mean? Like, but I said to my husband, I'm like, how can you physically abuse a baby? Like, what the hell is wrong with you? Yeah. I don't think the boyfriend either. Yeah. Leaves the children with the unfit mother. Yep. Oh, we were talking, that's Quentin Simon. That poor baby. Are you going to do the Springfield 3? This one's driven me crazy for years. Hi, Ice Skater. Yes. I have actually been working on doing the Springfield 3. I've tried to reach out to one of the parties involved, and I'm waiting to hear back. Yeah, so I have been working on that. I have several cases I've been working on, but with my health, I'm kind of like taking it easy and trying not to do too much. So I haven't been like pushing myself. Such a completely dysfunctional family. Exactly. I mean, this is like, you guys, yeah, it's, these people are sick. Did they throw the baby outside? Those parents will play. Yeah. It was 8:30 at night, and this guy was out walking his dog, I believe, and he walks up up to the apartment complex and sees a baby laying there unconscious. You guys, I can't even talk. Like, that's how upset I get about it. Like, how in the hell can you do that to a baby? You know what I mean? Like, come on. And this psycho bitch that killed her baby, right? Little Quentin. Like, how? I don't understand it. In the garbage bin. She waited until, yeah, that was the thing Ken had said. Once the trash men came, then she reported the child missing. Once she knew the baby was in the bag on the trash truck. Real swell kind of mom, isn't she? Swell person. Now grandma's going to have 2 kids in jail for murder. Yeah, it's just... Yeah, I can't talk about poor little Quentin anymore, or this little boy in D.C. It just kills me. So, Nicholas Cruz, Parkland school shooter, psycho himself. I told you guys that I figured out why I kept feeling like I was being drawn to watching his hearing. Because one of his victims connected with me. I don't want to talk about that now and go into that. I don't know if I'm going to do a video on that or not. I don't know. It's a tough one, you guys. You know, and unlike the woman who stole from me, I genuinely have true feelings, and real stuff makes me cry. And the child, you know, that connected with me from the school shooting, it was tough, you guys. Yeah. So, yeah, so Ken was saying, which I didn't even know this part, that apparently one juror didn't want the death penalty. So that's why he's getting life in prison. You know, and here's... So, the child that connected with me, okay, it's a boy. He proceeded to tell me what he saw and what Nicholas Cruz did and said. Okay. And I think he's just a piece of shit, you guys. Like, it's like he has no soul. He just, the kid has no soul, you know? It's just sad. I mean, and it's like, okay, now our taxpayer dollars have to go to keeping this kid in prison for the rest of his life. Does he deserve to get 3 square meals a day? Does he deserve to have visitors? Like, he didn't give that luxury to the innocent kids that he killed, you know? Not to mention the shit that he said to them and did. Like, I don't know, like, I thank God I have never been in that position. Thank God I have never had to decide whether someone that I loved was massacred by someone else, whether they deserve the death penalty or life. Like, thank God I've never had to go through that, because I can't even imagine. I can't. I can't. There's no way. But he just, if you watch him, like, the whole time, he's literally like this, like, and then he looks up and he's just, it's like the lights are on, but nobody's home, you know? And occasionally his attorney will reach over and whisper something to him, or he'll whisper something to his attorney. And at one point I saw her, like, put her arm around him, like, you know, like she was whispering to him. And I'm like, really? Like, I don't know if I were an attorney if I could do that, because, you know, the facts still stand that he massacred these kids, you know, and how she can sit there and, like, put her arm around him and, like, show him affection and love. And she's apparently a better person than me. Because I do think if I were an attorney, his chair would be way the F over there, you know, and I wouldn't be touching him. And I'd be like, you have anything to say to me, you can write it on a piece of paper and throw it at me, because I ain't got nothing to say to you. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, y'all. And, you know, and like I said, it's not my place to decide whether he gets life or death. Thank God I never have been through it. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. Sick mother, yep. He won't survive prison. You know, unless they put him, like, in solitary confinement. I know, and a lot of the, that little boy with red hair that got out, he, like, sodomized that little boy and killed him when he was, like, 10. They had him most of the time in, like, solitary confinement to protect him because he was so young and so little. I don't know. I put myself in those parents' shoes. Sorry, death penalty for me, right? Has to be unanimous or no death penalty, right? I mean, our justice system and jury of your peers and all that crap. Sometimes it's like, ugh. Evil has no consciousness. Exactly. I can't say that word. Exactly. Either way, if it was a death penalty, it would be decades in appeals and parents. Yeah, that's true, Ken. I mean, there are so many people on death row, you know, 30 years later, 40 years later that are still sitting there. Yeah, you're right. The attorney gave the prosecution the finger, and she and Cruz both laughed. Wow. Are we 12? Well, that says a lot. That tells me a lot about his attorney then. She's a piece of shit. I just thought she was a better person than me because she was, you know, showing affection to this piece of shit, you know. True, Ken, but still, I think the parents wanted that. Yeah. It's just so sad, you guys. Like, and, you know, out of respect for the family, I don't want to go into details about when I connected with this boy that was killed. But I will just kind of say that he's a piece of shit. Like, he's such a piece of work. The stuff that he did and said while he was killing these poor kids. Yeah. Yeah. It's just, yeah. Okay, Kylie Rodney. Is that how you say her name? Kylie? Kylie Rodney. Rodney? I don't know. I didn't do a video on her. You know, I didn't feel like she was murdered. I don't know what the general consensus was. But I never felt that she was murdered. I did feel like she was gone, but I didn't feel that she was murdered, right? So her autopsy came out, she drowned, and she had like cocaine in her system, THC Delta 9, alcohol. I mean, she had so much stuff in her system. And apparently she drove her car into the water. Now, one thing I will say is, I had found out from you guys about Adventures with Purpose had found her or whatever. One of y'all told me. It might have been Ken. I think it might have been you. And people were talking about, oh, you know, her windows were down and her laptop and phone and all that weren't in her car. So then I guess after the police pulled the car out, pulled the body out and did all that, the next day or something, some kid went back in the water and dove, and he found like her laptop and some other stuff that had come out of the car when they pulled the car out of the water. And people were like, this is evidence, blah, 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 blah. You know, why didn't the police collect it? Because the kid called the police and said, are you going to come collect this? And they were basically like, no, or something to that effect. And so everybody immediately thought there was like so much more to the story. Unfortunately, I think she took a bunch of drugs and made a really bad choice to get behind the wheel, and you know, she's dead because of it. And that sucks. I mean, yeah. Yeah. Now I'm thinking, because someone had written to me and asked me to do a reading on her, and I said, I'm not feeling good. I'm not going to do that right now. Sorry, you know. But I did say, I definitely thought she was dead, you know. And the person said, like, was she murdered? And I was like, I don't feel like that now, you know. Yeah, Kylie, is it Kylie Rodney? Brandon, I think it's Kylie Rodney. Yeah, thanks, Ken, yeah. So I don't know if like a lot of people think that she was murdered or something. I don't know. I just know I didn't feel that. And now her cause of death came out as drowning. And there was, you know, the autopsy report, I guess there was no bruises on her body. She hadn't been raped, you know, nothing like that. So, like I said, I think she was a kid and she made some bad choices, and now she's dead, and that really sucks. It doesn't matter how a person dies, especially a young person, it sucks. You know what I mean? And it doesn't make it any easier if they overdose or they commit suicide or they're murdered. You know, it sucks any way you cut it. So yeah. Okay, so Ken wrote to me about Chris Watts. So she said he found God. I didn't know God was missing, but I'm so funny. I crack myself up. So good for him. Excuse me. Happy he found God. Too bad he wasn't looking for him prior to killing his whole family. That would have been good, huh? You know, 4 innocent people dead thanks to his dumbass. You know, I don't think he's ever going to get out. If he does, we're screwed. We're all screwed, you know. The world's a better place with him sitting in prison, you know, and yeah. He's a scary dude. You know, but here's the sad thing. Like, as screwed up as he is, it's even more screwed up that there's someone else involved in it, you know, that's walked away scot-free. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Conspiracy theory by other YouTubers for views. Oh, jeez. They said because she was in the back seat that there was foul play. Let me tell you this, okay? When I found out what her cause of death was and everything, I think she was in the back seat because she had probably passed out and her windows were down and she somehow floated. You know what I mean? Like, if she's passed out and she's on all these different drugs and stuff, she's probably just really out of it. And maybe she was fighting a little bit, but I think she just literally, because of the impact of the car going in and the pressure of all the water rushing into the car, I think it probably physically moved her body. You know what I mean? So I don't know. There's a tape showing her car going in the water. So sad. Really? Wow. There's another girl in California missing. Oh my God. This is like becoming every week. There's so many effed up people in this world. Jaleesa Fuentes. So I'm not, you know, I'm not 100%, so I'm not like doing readings right now, but Jaleesa Fuentes. Wow. Okay. Sorry guys, sorry, that distracted me, sorry. I was trying to see what I was getting from it, sorry. A fire camera to watch for fires filmed it. So sad to see the lights go out and everything. Really? So she was asleep then. See, she was passed out. Yeah. No barn accident. She went off cliff and crashed bad. Oh, Barb. No, Barb. Oh, I was comparing the case with Kylie Rodney, that YouTubers go over the top with crap blaming others for murder. That's, you know what? That's so true, because I've had so many people contact me, whether it be through email or Instagram or whatever, contact me and, so-and-so on YouTube said A, B, and C happened to this person. What do you think about it? And, I'll usually, like, if I'm getting something, I'll tell the person, I'm not going to say what YouTuber it was. There's no point in going over that. But apparently this YouTuber was saying that this person's death was like a conspiracy theory type of thing, which y'all know I don't get into all that stuff. Do they happen? Of course they happen. You know what I mean? But not every single case is a conspiracy theory, right? And I told what I thought, and anyway, I'm not going to go into it, but it is true. People do that all the time for views on YouTube. I don't like to, what's it called when you put some total bullshit title in your video just to get views? What's that called? My brain's like dead tonight. I don't do that crap. You know what I mean? Like, I don't find it helpful to anybody. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. Yeah, okay. Victoria, any thoughts on admin site being free? Yeah. Spring notes, I do have thoughts on that. Clickbait, that's it, Ken, thank you. That's it, Kim, 10, thank you. Thank you, Brandon, thank you, Beth, thank you. Thank you, Ice Skate, thank you, Jay Lizard. My brain just ain't what it used to be. Yeah, so I think, God, don't let me get this wrong. It's Hae Min Lee, right? I have thought from the beginning that he was involved. You know, they can throw the case out all they want to. They can set him free. I will say this, though. I will say this. I actually, this was a bizarre part. I did my video, and then I had a dream. Like, I don't know, a couple months later. And I saw that Saeed dude and another guy. So I remember waking up that morning and I was like, does this mean he had help? So I still believe he's involved. I think there was somebody else involved, but I still believe he was involved. You know, it's real easy to kill somebody and then say, oh no, I didn't do it. I'm completely in it. You know what I mean? Like, you know, who doesn't say that in prison? You know, like I watch TV, you know, I've seen shows, and who doesn't say that in prison? Everybody in prison says, oh no, I was innocent. I didn't do it. I was innocent. You know what I mean? Like, don't believe him. I don't believe him. I don't believe him. If I'm wrong, I'll admit I'm wrong. I don't believe him. I think he's full of shit. I think he was involved. Yeah. Yeah. Rodney was found in weeks and Fuentes was missing a while too. Oh. I was first. I'm typing with one you guys. The car that went off with it. No. At least a month, I think. Wow. Yeah, because isn't that guy Saeed in prison here in Maryland? Isn't he out here? Yeah, I'd love to sit down face to face with him. I would. A lot of times if I've helped with a couple of big cases, and one of them, you know, I was fortunate enough to be able to sit there, okay, without going into too much detail. You know, maybe someday I'll do a video on or something. I don't know, but I don't like to be the center of attention, especially when it comes to that kind of stuff, you know. So, but so the detective had a thing in his ear, and I would say, ask him this, ask him this, ask him this, talk about this, do that. Excuse me. And, you know, of course he admitted, yeah, that he had done it. So I think if I could sit in front of that Saeed dude, yeah, I wish, you guys, I wish, listen, excuse me, I would love to have some time in front of him. I definitely would. Yeah, he is free. He's free. And it's so, I feel so bad for Hayman Lee's family. Like, I feel so bad for her family. Like, can you imagine, you know, pulling up to the gas station to get gas, and you're pumping your gas, and there's the guy who spent all these years in prison for killing your sister or your daughter, or, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. It's just, I still think he did it. I do. I really do. I really think he did it. You know, and if I'm wrong, I'll admit I'm wrong, but I really think he was involved. You know, like I said, I had that dream. Maybe he had help. It was so weird though, because it was months, I think, after I did the video, like months, you know? It was just bizarre that I had that dream. It was really bizarre. And it was just so strange that it was him and I recognized him in the dream. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. You guys, I'm continuing to have the dream of the little girl. And at the end, it's Summer Wells. And continuing. Still having Suzanne Morphew dream. Still having the dream. With the helicopters. My husband swinging me around, telling me to be quiet, swinging me around. And there's the helicopters, men jumping out of the helicopter. I'm still having those dreams. Still having the flooding, the mudslides, the tsunami. You know, I'm still having those dreams. Still. Yeah. Yeah, Ken, I think, what did I hear? Yeah, somebody had supposedly contacted a group that helps people that are wrongfully accused. Yeah, I still think he's involved. Did you hear about Excelsior Falls kidnapping rapist? No, I didn't. Do I want to hear? Like, that's so scary. Oh my God. That's so scary. Excelsior Springs. I'm writing this down, you guys. A lot of times you'll see I write this stuff down because I'll ultimately end up having dreams about it. So I always try to write it down. It's just weird for me. I think because it's like when I get off camera, I look over everything and a lot of times, like if I'm trying to figure out like a crime or something, a lot of times I'll, read the name and then right before I go to sleep, I don't know, I just think it helps. Excelsior Falls kidnapping rapist. Oh my God. What the hell? We got enough issues in this world. We don't need this crap on top of it. Jeez. Did you see the videos from Mexico? No. What happened in Mexico? What am I missing? If the event passed, would the dream quit? Usually, yeah. Yeah, usually. And because they're continual, that's what makes me think like it hasn't happened yet. Yeah. Oh, so this rapist got caught. Oh, Kim, you're talking about the flooding. Yes. Oh my gosh, yes. I did hear about that. I did. Oh my gosh. I did hear about that. I will tell you guys this, like, Mexico is such a beautiful place. I went there years ago, and I went to Cancun. I went to Izzy Majeras. Is that Izzy Majeras? Yeah. Gorgeous there, you guys. Just absolutely beautiful. Gut instinct tells me he did it, yet so many people believe he's innocent because of the serial podcast. Yeah, I think he did it. Here's the thing. So I believe he's Muslim, and that's like a huge hit to a family when a loved one's put in prison for murdering somebody, especially in the Muslim faith. So it's like, did he decide from day one to say, oh, I'm innocent because he didn't want his family? You know what I mean? Like, my brain thinks about that kind of shit. Like, I don't know, y'all. I still think he was involved. And I don't know why I dreamt about that other guy. It was just so bizarre, though, because when I woke up, I knew, like, exactly who that was. I knew that was concerning Heyman Lee. I knew that was that guy, Saeed, and someone else. It was just bizarre. Hey, JR, what's happening? Mexico City put local. Yeah. Oh, so pretty. So pretty. That was like, it's just so peaceful there. It's so peaceful. They also aren't saying the Stockton serial killer is connected to the Chicago serial killer from a few years ago, but their PDs are working together. Wow, really? You guys. There are so, the sad reality is there are so many serial killers out there on the loose. Like, it's scary, And a lot of times, if the bodies are found in different states or different counties, it takes a while to, like, connect the dots that, oh, hey, this might be a serial killer, I mean, that's a sad reality. Oh my gosh, I forgot to tell my husband this. I had a dream the other night about this little girl, and in the dream, I watched her being murdered, and I woke up, and I don't know why, but I knew it was a cold case, and it was, like, local. So, yeah, I need to tell my husband about that. What did you think about Twin Peaks? That was wicked, Ken. That was crazy. There's so many killers I get mixed up. Exactly, Pat. There are way too many. Yeah, the Twin Paranormal. Ken said you got to watch this. Twin Paranormal went out and did a. I can't think tonight, you guys. Anyway, they did a video where they're out there trying to communicate with whomever would come through concerning the Donner Party. You guys, it was crazy. It was crazy. Do you like horror films? I love horror films. But I will tell you this. You know how you're in like a movie theater and you're watching a scary movie and everybody screams? I don't scream. I crack up laughing. I'm that person in the theater that cracks up laughing. I've been like this since I was a child. I don't know. I don't take responsibility. It's my parents' fault. But yeah, love horror movies. But the funny thing is that there aren't any horror movies that scare me. Like, they don't scare me. They just make me laugh. Like, you know? I mean, even the ones that are, like, based on a true story. Yeah. You know? And up until recently, like, it was hard to scare me, right? But here lately, my son will, like, hide around the corner and then jump out and he'll go, boo. You guys... He scared me so bad the other day. And I was just like, oh my God, I'm going to have a heart attack. I felt so bad. He was like, oh my God, Mom. Oh my God, I forgot. He scared the living shit out of me. But then like the next day, I was in the kitchen and I was bent over doing something in the dishwasher and he came down the stairs and then I popped up and I wasn't even trying to scare him. And he's like, oh my God, I'm scared the crap. I was like, karma. Trying to change the subject from murder. Yes, it does strain me. It does. You got that right, Ken. Yeah. So, yeah. Hey, Julia, what's happening? Welcome. Haven't seen you in a while. My son does the same. So, and you know, before I was having the blood pressure issues, you know, I couldn't care less. But now it's like, oh my God, I'm gonna have a freaking heart attack. I'm sorry. Even though I'm not really gonna have a heart attack because of it, you know what I mean? But I get scared and scream cuss words at people always. I do that too, Kim. I do that too. Oh, that's funny. Listen, let me tell you what happened yesterday. So we're at UVA and we're on the elevator and this guy got on and he had Washington Commandos hat and shirt on and I said, so is your coach going to get fired tonight after they lose the game? Because they played last night on Thursday Night Football. And so we're talking and anyway, the door opens for this one particular level, you know, because we're going to the parking garage to get our car and everybody's just standing there and hubby's like, come on, that's ours. And I'm like, no, we're on level A or whatever. And he's like, no, this is it. And I was like, oh shit, the doors are about to close. And I said, oh shit, really loud. And everybody was like, the elevator was packed and everybody was like cracking up. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. Sorry, I cuss all the time though, what can I say? But I do the same thing though. Sometimes when I get scared, I might do that too. You'd be fun to take to a haunted house. Let me tell you. Did I tell you guys the story of Bunny Man's Bridge when my husband and I went there? So there's this thing that happened and, you know, I'll tell the story about it sometime. But anyway, we pull up. It's broad daylight. And my husband's like, I'm not getting out of the freaking car. Because he thought it was really creepy. And I'm like, come on, I'll protect you. So then we go there late one night. And he was... Bless his heart. He was scared to death, you know. And I was just going with it because I was like connecting and, you know, and I was, you know, having all these people coming through and I was communicating with them and I was just going, you know, it was pitch black, dark as shit. There's no street lights down there. He was struggling. He didn't even, it was broad daylight the first time we went there, and he wouldn't even get out of the car. I was like, come on, I'll protect you. You know, and he's usually my protector, but when it comes to this kind of stuff, I'm his protector. But yeah, I was trying to find like, haunted places to go to so I could do some videos. But, you know, my health's been so bad and everything that I've kind of like, you know, it's kind of taken a back seat. But here's the thing. So, you know how you can go on like those haunted tours where people will tell you, well, that's like no fun to me. Because, you know, it's basically a tour guide saying, oh, and right here, this happened, and people see this and do this. You know, I don't have to rely on that. I can do it myself. So it's kind of frustrating to have to stay with the group, and you know what I mean? Like, so that kind of stuff just bores me. But, you know, I would love, you know what I would love to do? I actually thought about this. Maybe if my health gets better in the future, I would love to do like a thing where, you know, go to some state and whoever wanted to come could come and just go to like a haunted location and see what happens, you know? I want to do that. I would love to do that. That would be so much fun. I find horror films are full of blood and guts. More scary if it's paranormal. That's very true. Blood and guts don't scare me at all. I'm rubbish at that. Sweet, I caught you live. So excited. Hello, everyone. Hey, Tanya, what's happening, Mama? Welcome, welcome. Yeah, I really want to do that. Wouldn't that be so much fun? Like, go stay at the Stanley Hotel. I would love to. I would love to. That would be so cool. I would totally love that. Like, yeah. Didn't they turn that into a different, isn't it something else now? Like, they tried to change it up or something, I had heard. Or so I thought I had heard. Who knows? But yeah, I would love to. I mean, I still would love to go. Hey, Rochelle, what's happening, Mama? We have so many places that are close to us, like Gettysburg, Middleburg. I mean, I'm close to Maryland, Virginia, DC, Pennsylvania. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many different places to go around here, you know, but it's a matter of, you know, you gotta go, you gotta get a hotel, you know, and it's just, sometimes it's just like, ugh, what a nightmare. Savannah, Georgia, that would be so much fun. Hey, darling, that would be so much fun. Hubby and I were just talking about that tonight, that Savannah is one place we really want to go. Definitely. No, it's the same. Stay overnight in a haunted location. Yeah, that would be so cool. Hot Lake Hotel outside La Grande, Oregon. Cool. They say Savannah is very haunted. Yeah, definitely. I would love to go to Savannah. I'll stay down the street. I'm a chicken shit. No, you'd have fun, Kim. I'd make sure you had fun. You know, because I know people get scared. So I like to joke around and, you know what I mean? Like, lighten the mood a little bit. You know, we'd have fun. We'd have a blast. Is there a popular landmark or city you've been to that you think is really haunted and not many people know? Excuse me. I don't know that I've been to a bunch that not many people know. But we did go, we went to some place and it was like, you could go there and tour this mansion, right? We immediately get there and I looked at my husband and I'm like, I don't think I can go in here. And he's like, why? And I'm like, it's horrible. And he's like, what do you mean? You know, because you had to go into this main level and register, pay your ticket or whatever, and then go from there. But I literally wasn't even in the house and I was like, I can't do this. I was seeing just men all over the place, screaming in pain. A lot of them had like missing legs, missing arms, you know, and they're laying there bleeding to death. And I mean, a lot of them were crying for their mom. You guys, it was horrible. And so we ultimately ended up talking to the guide, and I was like, so why are all these men, you know, I'm trying to explain to him, why are all these men out here? You know, was this like a hospital? And he was like, no. I was like, are you sure? You know, because I was clearly, it was hundreds, okay? Hundreds of young men. And some of them looked like they were like 15. They looked so little. You know, they were crying for their moms. It was, yeah, and no, that didn't happen here. I'm like, I think you need to investigate a little better because, oh, hell yeah, it did happen here. Like, it was bad. That happened. I'm trying to think. There's, you know, I feel and sense and see things so often that even a lot of the time I don't even like bring it up. You know what I mean? Like when you see spirits all the time, it's like, you know what I mean? It's just normal to me, so I don't think I like make a big deal about it most of the time. I would love to know the truth about that place. Okay, which place are you talking about, Tanya? Sorry, Tanya. Gettysburg. Yeah, Gettysburg. Yeah, that's a tough place. Yeah. You know where else? Petersburg, Virginia is a tough place. I'm trying to think. I have no desire to do that. In fact, you couldn't pay me. Pat, you could come along. You'd have fun. We'd have comedic relief the whole time. You'd have fun. Yeah, that was a great question, Ted. I have not been to New Orleans. I have not. Hubby has been for work, but I have never been. There's a channel called Mime Seed TV. They stay overnight in haunted locations. They're awesome and capture a lot. Really? You're writing down. I totally want to. I want to go spend the night. I want to find some location. And here's the thing: we literally have, you know, this area, this region. Whether you're in DC, whether you're in Maryland, whether you're in Virginia, there are so many historic places out here. And I think that's the thing. Like when you're born and raised in this area, and so you just always see it. You just kind of, it's just a part of me. So it's kind of like half the time I won't even say anything because it happens all the time. You know what I mean? Like I see shit all the time. So I don't know if that makes any sense. I don't know. That sounds heartbreaking. Let me tell you, it was heartbreaking. It was so sad. I mean, these poor, I'm trying to describe to my husband, like, and some of them look so young. Like, I even was like, are they even 14 or 15 years old? You know, it was just so sad. So sad. Finally, I'm free. Caddisman, there you go. You should go to New Orleans. Definitely. I definitely want to go to New Orleans, for sure. Will you hold me? I will, Pat. I got you. I'll protect you. I got you, Pat. I will protect you. I won't let nothing happen to you. But yeah, there's so many places here, you know, and I just wish I were feeling well enough, you know, for us to go back and like go hit major places and do videos. I wish I were. Yes, they can see me. Yeah. Well, as long as they're not residual energy, then yeah, they can see me. But the funny thing is, here's the funny thing. Pat, you and I can hold each other with our eyes covered. You guys are funny as crap. Charleston, South Carolina. Yeah, that would be a cool place. So where were we? I think we were in Harper's Ferry, West Virginia. And I looked up at this hillside and there were like soldiers everywhere. True story. And I was talking to, so my friend and her husband were staying there at the KOA campground with their RV. And so hubby and I went to stay in a cabin there. And I was talking to my friend's husband, and I was telling him what I could see, and he was like, oh my gosh. So he proceeds to tell me how he could sit there at night outside of the RV, sit outside, you know, at night in the dark, and he could hear soldiers like crying. Yeah. And I ran into a soldier somewhere. Where the heck were we? Anyway, He was so confused. He didn't understand what the hell was going on. He was asking me about these big things that make a lot of noise and all this stuff. He was talking about trucks, right? He didn't know what trucks were. He didn't know what cars were. He panicked because an airplane had flown over and he was flipping out. Like, he didn't understand. He's like, can you please explain to me what all this is and what it means? You know, and it was funny because I don't know how they know, but they know that I can see them and I can communicate with them. And so they kind of like, if I go into an area, they kind of like bombard me, you know? And this kid, he was so cute. He was, you know, a young soldier. And he was just so, like, he had so many questions and he didn't understand. And he didn't understand why I was the only one that could see him. Why couldn't everybody else see him? And how come I could talk to him and I could hear him and nobody else could? You know, like, he was so full of questions. Like, it was kind of comical that when he was asking about stuff, him trying to describe what it was, right? It's kind of funny. He was so cute, though. New Orleans and Baton Rouge. Crime is out the box. I live right next to Baton Rouge and stay home. Oh, geez, Tammy. You know, I feel you. You know, we're in a decent neighborhood, but like a mile up the road, there's a bad neighborhood now. And it's just, it's so frustrating, you know? You're getting better slowly. There's lots of time when you're healed completely. Yeah, I hope so. I love New Orleans when I went with my mom. Oh, cool. I've been to Gettysburg. I've been to Hershey. I've been where George Washington crossed the Delaware. Oh, cool. You've been to a lot of cool places, Darlene. I think it has something to do with your aura, that they know you can see them. Yeah, I think you're right. It's just so funny, though, because I can, like, walk in, you know, like if I'm walking down a road, right? You know, we go to a lot of cemeteries and walking down, like, the little road part and look and just, bam, there's all these people, you know? It's bizarre. It's got, especially if you've never been with someone like me, it's kind of, it's crazy. Wow, that's so sad. Were they stuck in limbo? No, a lot of times they come back. They come back to what's familiar, you know? So it's not necessarily that they're stuck. They're just coming back to what's familiar and checking things out. You know what I mean? But people always think that. They think, oh my gosh, are they not in heaven? But they just stick with what they know. And especially people that are killed quickly and traumatically, you know, they're the ones that tend to go back a lot, you know, go back to what they know type of thing. But just because they do that doesn't mean that I don't know what other psychic mediums tell you, but I know from my experiences is, yeah, they're just going back to what they know. You know what I mean? So it's like they're checking back and forth, like, hello? Christopher? Did he knock on the door? I guess not. Oh, I guess not. My mom's family is from up north and my brother still lives up there and my ex is from... Oh, cool. That's so sad. Why didn't he go to heaven right away? He did. It's just they like pop back in. I think they're just curious, you know? What time period was that guy? I think he was Civil War. Civil War? Yeah. I think it was Civil War. So glad I'm in Arkansas now, not Colorado. Me too, Kim. I'm so glad you're out of there. God. There's so much crap there. And, oh, did you guys see that, like, Chad is trying to blame Lori and Alex for everything now? Come on, Chad, you wuss. What, did they come in the middle of the night and kill your wife? I don't think so. God, what a dumbass. They probably don't get too much eye contact, honestly. Right? Right, Ginger? Julie, we think it like, yeah. They probably don't get too much eye contact, honestly. Yep. A psychic medium is like a beacon of spirits. Yeah, there you go. That's a good way to explain it. I feel sorry for Victoria. I'd be so depressed inside. It's, you know, it maybe years ago it bothered me, but I mean, it's not that I don't, it's not that I'm not sensitive to it, because I totally am. You know what I mean? And yeah, there are times when it makes me really, really sad. Like, sometimes I'm like, you know, but it's okay. I get through it. Yeah, exactly. He is a twit, Ken. You got that right. It's just so... It's just so sad, you know, that he's going to try to pull that crap. You know what I mean? That's so messed up. All right, you guys, I'm going to get off here. It's been a long night, long day. I hope everybody has an amazing week. And yeah, I'll see you soon, guys. I totally understand this. I'm at work. We had to put a lot. What? I didn't get that. They are putting that case back so much. It will be 2023, 2024 before they get any of that into court. Lori is back to being insane. Ugh, she's a wackadoo. So interesting. I have enough social anxiety. I don't need more invisible people trying to... Right, Ken? We knew it. He's a piece of shit. He is. Yep. Night, guys. Have a great night. Love you guys. Bye.